Okay, let's switch this up completely, but keep that same energetic, YouTube-style vibe. So imagine this. You're stuck in a cramped airplane seat, knees touching the seat in front of you. No tray table, barely any breathing room. And somehow you're supposed to run a company from there. That was me. Between leading an XR gaming company and creating content across YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, offline mode just doesn't exist. I need to be able to work anywhere. Airports, ferries, random cafes, you name it. But pulling out a full-size laptop in those situations, it's honestly a struggle. The second someone reclines their seat, your entire setup collapses. So instead of fighting with my MacBook on my recent trip, I decided to try something radically different. A compact spatial computing setup that literally fits inside a small pouch. And I'm not exaggerating. This tiny kit includes smart glasses with built-in displays, a small Android-powered compute pod, and a foldable keyboard with a trackpad. Altogether, it weighs just over a pound. That's less than most laptops, and way easier to carry when you re-walking 10,000 steps. A day sightseeing, or hopping between conference booths. The real question wasn't whether it looked cool. It absolutely does, but whether it could actually handle serious work. Emails, Slack, project management tools, documents, browser tabs. The full multitasking chaos. Here's where it got interesting. Instead of staring down at a laptop screen and wrecking my posture, my screens floated at eye level. I could pin one app above me and spread multiple windows around my field of view. No more constant alt-tabbing, no overlapping windows. I just moved my head slightly to switch focus. And weirdly, I became more productive. I wasn't distracted. I wasn't checking my phone every 5 seconds. It felt like stepping into a focused work bubble, even in the middle of a noisy ferry ride. Speaking of ferries, I was genuinely worried about motion sickness. But surprisingly, the image stabilization kept everything steady enough that I could work without feeling nauseous. That alone made it a win for travel. The display clarity was sharp enough to read small text comfortably, and the auto-tinting lenses meant I didn't need to snap on awkward blackout covers, like most other smart glasses. Indoors, it worked beautifully. Outdoors, shade helps, but it's still usable. Now, it's not perfect. The foldable keyboard is super thin and portable, but it really prefers a solid surface. Typing on your lap, doable, but not ideal. And because the system runs mobile versions of apps, you don't always get full desktop features. That means for high-precision work like editing a full YouTube video timeline, yeah, I'd still go back to a laptop. The field of view is also limited. So while you can open multiple screens, you'll need to move your head to see them all. It feels more like working through a digital window rather than sitting inside a massive VR workspace. Battery life landed around 3 to 4 hours of heavy multitasking, which honestly covers most travel sessions. And since you can plug it in while working, it's not a deal breaker. There's a small fan inside the compute pod, which you can hear in quiet environments. But there's also a silent mode if needed. So, here's the bottom line. Does this replace a laptop entirely? Not for power users doing heavy creative work, but for emails, messaging, documents, browsing, and everyday productivity while traveling, it absolutely can. For me, it handled about 70% of what I normally use my laptop for. And that's huge considering it fits in a purse. I'd rather have most of my productivity tools with me all the time in a tiny form factor than full power only when I am willing to carry a heavy bag.